Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to talk to you all about what to do in Lisbon. So what are the main tours, what are the unmissable sites, in short, everything you need to know for your trip to Lisbon. So stay tuned because these tips will be quick, useful and not boring. Enjoy the video guys, don't forget to give us the like, subscribe to the channel because it helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, Portugal is a city with many cool things to know. It's not so easy to make a list. We tried to focus on the main attractions that we think are a must-see for those who are visiting the city for the first time. Talking a little about the number of days, we think that the minimum you have to stay in Lisbon is 3 days. The ideal is 5, but if you stay 7 or 8, even so, you will have plenty of things to do. We ended up staying 5 days and we were able to see a lot. It was a time that we think it's ideal to visit the main attractions in Lisbon, and I think it's enough for you to enjoy your trip, seeing everything there is to see there. It's going to be amazing. We also have a video about where to stay in Lisbon, so we'll start with the tourist attractions that are more centralized in the historic center of Lisbon, which is called Downtown Lisbon or the Chiado neighborhood, so pay attention to these tips. This is a bohemian neighborhood, so one of the best things to do in Lisbon is to walk around Chiado. It's really one of the best things to do. The Rua Augusta, which is very famous, is a closed street. There are no cars, so there are only pedestrians, and there are many restaurants in the middle of the streets that are very good for lunch or for dinner. There are many little bars. There is the Café Brasileira, which is very famous because for years the coffee from Brazil was taken there and people went there to drink it. We ended up not going there because there was a long line and we were in Portugal, so we wanted to try the Portuguese coffee, and in front of it there's a statue of Fernando Pessoa that became very famous. It's a sculpture, so people take a lot of pictures there. This part of Augusta is very nice because there are some nice stores. There's a very nice Zara that we ended up going to and buying some things there because the prices are very good to buy things there too. And in this part of Chiado, you're looking up and you can see the Castelo de São Jorge, one of the Lisbon's main tourist attractions. The historic center is very low, and then you go up the hills. There are several regions like the Alfama region, which is also beautiful, and you go up the Castelo de São Jorge is up there. One of the towers of the Castelo de São Jorge is the highest point in Lisbon, so a very nice tour is the Castelo de São Jorge. It's very worth the visit, and the view from the top is incredible because you get to see Lisbon from above in a very beautiful way. To take pictures is sensational. If you can go there near sunset, it's very nice. You can see the Tejo River from up there. Anyway, it's a trip that you have to do. It's very beautiful and very amazing. You're gonna love it. Another tip about Castelo de São Jorge, it has a lot of stairs. You will climb a lot of steps before to get up there. It's already a little bit difficult to get to the castle and to enter it, and climb everything is a little bit more. So if you have some difficulty getting around or something, maybe it's not the ideal tour. It's nice to see it from the outside, but if you go inside, know that you go up a lot of stairs. And then going back down to the Chiado neighborhood, we also have the elevator de Santa Justa, which became very famous. It's a historical elevator that people like to go there. We didn't get in, but we saw it from the outside. We took pictures of it because it's a very cool region. That is the Chiado region. You take the Augusta right and go down. It's down there. That's the part of the river Tejo. From the map, you can better locate yourself. You go down and you arrive at the Arco da Augusta that they call the Arco do Triunfo, which is a very beautiful triumphal arc. And also next door is the Praça do Comércio, which is one of the most famous squares, perhaps the most touristy square in Lisbon. It is very beautiful to take several pictures. The river Tejo is there by the side, so the contrast ends up being very, very beautiful. It has some very nice restaurants. We stopped there for a drink during the sunny day. We ended up stopping at the little tables there. It's a very nice place to have something to drink or lunch, depending on the time of the day. And there you start to get your bearings. A tip to locate yourself and see the Tagus River, follow it. You already have a notion of where things are, the sites of Lisbon. You can guide yourself from there. Another place that's very nice to walk around, but it's not very nice physically because it's very steep. It's a gigantic slope for you to walk through the street. It's the Alfama neighborhood. It's right next to the Chiado neighborhood. It's very worth it if you take an afternoon to visit it. It's right next to the Castelo de São Jorge, a little bit closer to the Tejo River, and you can have a beautiful view of the city and some viewpoints. The main one that we thought was really beautiful is the Miradouro Santa Lúcia. To save its name, you can look it from you're there. It's a beautiful viewpoint. You can see the whole Tejo River and part of Lisbon there, and it has some flowers, some very beautiful springs. At the time, it was very nice scenery, a square there, a scenery that caught our attention because the time we stayed there was good. It was very beautiful. There are some artists there playing music, doing art, painting something, so we thought it was very nice. The only thing is that it's a lot of climbing. We had to climb a lot, and we were with Clarinha. She had her stroller, so it wasn't such an easy task. The streets are very narrow, but it was super worth it. And on the way, we ended up stopping at one of the places that sell the little pastel de Belém and various typical foods. So it's nice to take some breaks to get to know the Portuguese cuisine and enjoy the little things inside the city. It's all very beautiful. Near Alfama, there is also the Fado Museum and the Tile Museum. We didn't go, but some people are interested and think it's really cool. They are two well-known museums, so it's worth mentioning them there. So do some research and see if this is within your travel profile or not. Some people look for these two museums there, but I don't know if it's your preference, but I think it's worth mentioning them. And then to go to one of the most famous attractions in Lisbon, that are three that are very important. You go down there and you go along the Tagus River, you go back kind of in front of the Praça do Comércio, which is near the Chiado neighborhood. You will walk around about 30 minutes and you will arrive in the Belém region. It's a very famous region because it has the famous Torre de Belém, which is one of the main tourist attractions in Europe. It was a construction that was made for the protection of the city of Lisbon, so they used it because the River Tejo was one of the only entrances in the city, so they would stay there to see if someone was trying or not to invade the city and which time was deactivated. So there's a museum inside. The tower is super beautiful. It's super symbolic, so it's worth walking along the Tagus River to see it because it's very nice to see the part of the city on the riverside. It's like a sidewalk. You go walking there. There are several nice restaurants, little shops, several things, and then you go to get to Belém Tower. It's one of the main tourist attractions that you have to pay. There's a ticket to get in, but you can see also from the outside. It's super beautiful. There are some attractions outside. It's very nice, the region where the town of Belém is. You can enjoy the view there. I'm sure you're going to love it. And then in front of Tower of Belém, there's the Jerônimos Monastery, which is one of the main attractions in Lisbon as well. It was the monks' residence where the monks used it to stay in the old days, and it's a beautiful place. It took 90 years to be built. It's very big, but the tourist part that we can visit is not so big. I remember that we visited it, and in 2 or 3 hours we had seen everything. You also have to buy an entrance ticket, and inside there are some very beautiful halls, some mini squares that they make inside the buildings, which are like country yards that receive sunlight, so it's a very beautiful place to visit. We liked it very much, and it's very close to you there. Reserve an afternoon or a whole day to visit these 3 attractions in Belém. You're not going to regret it. They're all amazing and they're all very beautiful. So as I said, there are these two, the Tower of Belém and the Jerônimos Monastery, and further down the Tagus River near the Tower of Belém is the Padrão dos Descobrimentos, which is a huge monument. You see there you have horses and the people that in the old days marked a lot of the history of Lisbon. So it's a very iconic place. The pictures are very beautiful and you can choose to go inside. We didn't go in because we didn't have time that day, but some people buy the ticket and go inside. It also works as a museum. It tells the whole story, the whole process of pattern of the discovery, symbolizes for them, and all the things related to that. It's very nice. And in this region of Belém, there is a restaurant called Pastéis de Belém, which everyone knows that in Portugal, the Pastéis de Belém are very famous. And the main and most famous one in this region, the name of the restaurant is Pastéis de Belém. If you Google Pastéis de Belém or Pastelzinhos de Belém, many restaurants will show up because many tried to put this name in Google. So it's a little confusing, but this is the original name and it's close to Jerônimos Monastery. It gets a little crowded, but the line, even though it's big, is fast because there are more than 350 tables inside. So it's fast and worth it. But what we found is that there are several other very empty, unknown restaurants around Lisbon that also have Pastéis de Belém, and we found some of them even tastier, so it's up to each one. If you want to know the typical one, the famous Pastéis de Belém, go there. If not, any other place in Lisbon where you're walking, especially in the Belém area, you'll find pastries too. A tip, eat the pastelzinho de Belém de nata. We ate it and we found it very good. We didn't even know it had a difference, but we thought that it's one of the tastiest of them all. We ended up eating every other day at least one, it's really tasty. It's gonna make your mind blow. It's one of the best sweets we ever tasted, so we're gonna give this tip for you. Enjoy. Another very important tourist attraction in Lisbon, especially for those who are with children, is the Lisbon Oceanarium, the second largest oceanarium in the world. It's very famous. There are more than 500 species of fish, more than 30 aquariums. It's a very big business and you have a lot of fun because it's very beautiful, so it's worth a visit. It's located in Parque das Nações, a little bit up there from Alfama and a little bit away from the tourist center, but if you take an Uber, it's also very fast. There's nothing that far away. In Lisbon, things are so concentrated that when something is a little bit out the area, we end up finding it a little bit of a distance, so an Uber it's more than enough for us to get the location. And speaking of another cool tourist spot that's a little bit out of the center but also near there, it's a little bit more inside Lisbon, it's the Luz Stadium. Especially for those who like soccer, it's the home of Benfica. It's the most important stadium in Portugal and it's very cool. There are guided tours which you can also do and it's very cool. I'll leave the link here to the site where you can buy the tickets for this tour as well. It's very cool. The stadium is beautiful. It's super worth it for you to visit. A lot of people want to visit Fatima and are not going to rent a car. Fatima is very close to there and it has a sanctuary for those who like the religion and want to know the history. It's a sensational place, it's very beautiful, and there's the Sintra region, which is a very beautiful city, and these two cities are very close to Lisbon, so several tours do the round trip. I'll leave the link on the site. There are several, it's very nice. The companies get you there by bus in Lisbon, take you there, do the tour, you get either the sanctuary of Fatima or the entire city of Sintra and return to Lisbon because it's close and worth it. They are two very beautiful places that I recommend, so it's important to take several days in Lisbon because there are many things to do in and around Lisbon as well. You're gonna need a lot of time to visit them all. And to finish the list of what to do, I couldn't leave out shopping Lisbon. Lisbon has a lot of stores spread around. We really liked Zara. Primark is a store that we highly recommend. Just Google it to do some research. One important thing is you will use your cell phone a lot there, so take the chip so you can use your internet at will out there. It helps a lot during the trip. There's one that we always use. I'll leave the link here in the description of the video along with the others. You buy it in advance and receive it at your house in a few days. You get in there, put it in and use it. The signal is excellent everywhere. Their service is sensational. They have 24-hour chat. When you enter the link, you see that there is a chat and they help you to choose between the best chip. They give you all the attention. They explain everything. Their service was very good and we used it the cell phone there. So you research where there is a Primark near you because it's really worth it. It's a gigantic department store that sells clothes of all kinds and it's very cheap. The price is very cheap indeed. We're surrounded. We had never seen such a cheap store in Europe, so take a look. It's worth it. And in Lisbon, there are many nice stores. All the ones we know internationally are spread all over the city, and if you want more shopping, something a little bit bigger, if you are thinking about doing a whole day of shopping, there's an outlet that is very close to Lisbon, 1 hour from Lisbon. It's worth your while to go there too. It's the Freeport. It has more than 140 stores, so all the stores that we know, Diesel, Levi's, Gap, Calvin Klein. It has several prices are very good. It's considered one of the best, not bigger because it's not so big, but it's one of the best places to shop in Europe. They say that the prices are very good indeed. We ended up not going. We didn't have the time to go there, but everyone spoke very highly of it. It's a place that everybody recommends, and there are 3 other very nice malls in Lisbon: Amoreiras, Comercial Colombo, and Vasco da Gama. Amoreiras is the closest one to the center, but the others are also very good. All 3 have anywhere from 350 to 400 stores. All the stores that we are used to see in the United States and Europe, everything is very good. Take a look. We liked it a lot. We like to go shopping, not to buy, but to walk around. There's always one attraction or another, a restaurant. So if you're interested in shopping, see which one is closest and which you like from the pictures. Do some research. The malls are very good and there are lots of nice stores. And the prices in Portugal we found to be the cheapest of all Europe. We like it a lot, the prices there. So enjoy your time to buy there because the prices are very good. This is not very common to see around Europe, but Portugal is very good. It's totally worth it. That's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you really liked it, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, it helps us a lot, and follow us on social networks. We are always traveling the world, trying to show travel tips in a very cool way in the routine with our little one. It's a blast. And when you go there on your trip, be sure to post something there tagging us at Pai Lorenzo so we can repost it on social networks. It's very nice for people to see it and for us too, to see people taking advantage of our tips and getting to know places around the world. And don't miss the video on how to save a lot on your whole trip to Portugal. Portugal. It's a sensational video that we made, a very complete one that shows the step-by-step instructions for you to set up your whole trip, saving a lot in everything, including where you were there. I will leave it on the side, it's a very good. And below is a playlist with all the other videos from Lisbon in Portugal for you to organize yourself very well. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have nice trips, and I'll see you on the next video.